Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing part 4 of my Pantone postcard series where I put a different picture on each Pantone postcards. I have done 7 out of 100 and today I'm going to be doing 5 more, so let's see what I can come up with. I am going to be using Posca pens today to decorate the Pantone postcards, and if you can't tell, I have received a couple more Posca pens as a gift from my mom, so thank you Mom, shout out to you. These are the new colors that I got and I'm very excited to try them out on these Pantone postcards today. I had to pick out my colors and these are the 3 colors that I picked. And I went to start on these postcards and I didn't record 2 of them, or something happened to my footage. I'm not really sure and I have no evidence as to say what happened, but I don't have 2 of them recorded, so this is the only one out of those 3 that I recorded, but don't worry, I do 2 more, which is why I did 5 this time later, so that way I could show 3 in the video. For this postcard, I started with the candy pink one, and I usually let the names of the postcards with names inspire me to create something based off of the name. And for this one, I couldn't really think of any pink candy except like cotton candy or something like that, and I didn't really want to do cotton candy. So I took it a little bit in a different route and I did a strawberry tart dessert for this postcard. As I continue doing these postcards, there are less and less that actually have names to the color, and I really like the ones that have names with the color because it makes it a little easier to come up with an idea because it gives you some inspiration for what you should do. So it's going to be a lot harder to come up with ideas as the postcards don't actually have names, but for now I stuck with the themes that they gave me. I'm still quite new to Posca pens and all of the things that they can do, but because this surface of the Pantone postcards was so glossy, it left the paint wet for a long time, so I was able to go in with a paintbrush and blend a lot of the colors out and blend them together and make some variations, so I was able to do a little bit more detailed work than just the block colors of Posca pens that I've done in the past. So this was pretty cool and something that I had a really fun time experimenting with, using a paintbrush with the Posca pens. The extra color options definitely helped me when creating these things because it allowed me to make it way more detailed than I have been able to make anything else Posca pen related in the past, just because of my color limitations. For this, I was able to add shadows and depth and different colors, and it was a lot of fun, and I was able to make more detailed pieces, which I haven't been able to do with them in the past. I haven't used Posca pens on any other Pantone postcards except these ones because I kind of had this thing where I was like, well, I only want to paint on the Pantone postcards with acrylic paint. But then today I was like, well, these literally are acrylic paint pens. So I still am painting with acrylic paint on the Pantone postcards. So I don't know why I kind of had that hold up with it, but I got over it. I was like, this is going to be so much fun. It might be a little bit of a different style than the other sets that I've done in the past, but it was still a lot of fun, and it's literally still acrylic paint, so why not have some fun with it and use the awesome Posca pens. I do really like the name for this color. I think candy pink is actually fitting for this one. It's like a fun pink color. Usually I'm not such a fan. No offense to Pantone, but usually their names are a little off to me, and there's some more that I still haven't done yet that I'm like, how did they see this color in this name? Like, they don't relate, they don't connect. So I think this one actually does, and it's like one of the first ones I've seen that I'm like, oh yeah, this is candy pink, like I can see where they got that from. But anyway, I continued and I added more detail. I, at the end, decided to add little sprinkles type of stuff to the top of it, and then this one was completed. And I had done 2 more to go with this Pantone postcard, which I will show you them still, but again, like I said before, they did not record. I don't know what happened. I don't know, my phone just didn't want to do it, but they were nowhere to be found. So this is them all together. I did mimosa, some random blue one, and candy pink, but then I didn't have recording, so I wanted to do a couple more so that I had a full set for the video. I did take these ones a little bit more simple because one, I was frustrated that my videos didn't record, but two, I had just spent a lot of time creating ones, so I wanted to have more fun with these ones and less detailed, less pressure, just to be inspired by the names and to let whatever came to mind come to mind and to create a picture, but not worry about it too much. So this one's name was Sunshine, and I didn't want to do something too obvious like the sun, but I did still want to do something along the lines of it, so I thought of a wish flower, and that's what I went with here. So I just created a wish flower for this one using the white Posca pen mostly, and I had a lot of fun with it. I actually think it turned out pretty cute even though it's fairly simple. I definitely thought it fit in with the sunshine theme, and I still think it's crazy that these are bad flowers, but you know, they are what they are. And then I also decided to do this red one, which does not have a name, but it definitely reminded me of like a cherry red. So that's what I went with, which was a bit challenging because I was trying to do red on top of red, which you can kind of see why that's a problem there. I wanted to make sure they stood out, but I also wanted to keep them true to the postcard. When I added this green on there, like, wow, the contrast between those two colors like started messing with my eyes. Like, that green on that red looks neon, like it is so bright. It was pretty crazy, so I had to tone that down later, but for now I just worried about the cherries and trying to make them look a bit more dimensional and contrast the background color a bit more without taking away from it or without like clashing. I do think I eventually achieved that by adding some lights and some darks just to add a couple more colors and dimension to the postcard, so that way it stood out but in a good way. So after I added the black to add some shadows to it, well, first of all, I decided that that was way too much and it spread a lot more than I thought it was going to, so I had to cover it back up with some red. But no worries, it's acrylic paint, so it did that phenomenally. And then I was done with this postcard set as well. So at the end of this, I had 5 Pantone postcards that I had done for this video, which is a lot, but I'm really happy with how they all turned out. Some are more simple than others, and some are a little bit more extravagant, but I think they all came together in the end and all look very well alone and together. So here's the 5 that I did today, and here are all of the ones that I've done so far. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. I've got quite a few left. I'll see you in the next one.